Hello and welcome to another episode of Moments of Consequence, our battle report series. This time we have 2,000 points, Lizardmen versus Chaos, raiding the enemy camp. Let's get into it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Moments of Consequence, our battle report series. This time I am playing against my little brother Caylor, who is off camera. I'm going to be narrating this one. He agreed to let me film one of our battles together, and I'm very excited. So today we have 2,000 points of a displaced setup. We are going to raid the enemy camp where you have to finish in your opponent's deployment zone with scoring units to get the objective, which will be worth 1,000 points today. First, we have Chaos. We have a unit of 10 Chaos Warriors, a unit of 6 Chaos Knights with Archaon the Ever-Chosen and a BSB, is that correct? A BSB as well. So we have 6 Chaos Knights, Archaon the Ever-Chosen leading this force. He's 550 points. We play the competitive rule set all the time. However, I let Caylor fudge the points a little bit to bring such a cool model and awesome character to the field. And then obviously a BSB with it. He leads 4 Chaos Warrior units, each one of them under a different mark. This is the mark of Nurgle and the mark of Khorne. Over here, the marks have no bearing unless they are one of the champions. The warriors benefit, do nothing from the mark. Have no benefit. Chaos Chariot with 2 extra barded warhorses. Is that what I see? Scythed wheels. Very cool. And then another Chaos Warrior unit with a Tzeentch Sorcerer. 2 extra crewmen as well on that chariot. Very, very cool. And then do all of them have hand weapon shields? Are there any halberd units in here? All hand weapon shield? Very cool. And that is the Chaos Undivided led by Archaon. For the Lizardmen, 2,000 points. They are being led by some familiar faces. Starting over here to the left, we have 14 skink skirmishers with blowpipes, a unit of 20 skink warriors with Teeny Weeny, the BSB level 1 shaman. He is a Jade shaman today. Then we have 2 Crocscores in that unit as well. He gets to forward deploy with one of his special items, a unit of swarms. So there are 3 swarms right there, forward deployed. A Stegodon, just bare bones, 8 crew members, no bow actually, so just the Stegodon. 12 Saurus warriors with spears, with a level 3 Sland Mage Priest leading them. 10 Skink Cold One Riders with a hero, Saurus hero in that unit as well. And finally, 10 Saurus warriors with sword and shield. And that is 2,000 points of Lizardmen. At the end of Lizardmen turn 1, we had just some movement forward, some marching, just repositioning as we try to raid the Chaos enemy camp. Not really sure why we're doing that, but to try to get some lizardy trinkets back maybe. At the end of the Chaos first turn, Chaos has repositioned some of their units, moved some warriors up. The Knights went pivot to get over a little bit. Chariot and warriors moved up, and that unit of warriors took the building right here for Chaos turn 1. All right, Lizardmen turn 2 was quite consequential. We had some charges get declared. The Cold One Riders charged and destroyed and wiped out the unit of warriors. At the start of the turn, we forgot to draw Caylor's Chaos Gifts. He got draw 3, but then he got the Cosmic Duel, which made a randomly selected character die and evaporate into the Chaos Warp, and it was that poor little caster. He was a Khorne caster posing as a Tzeentch caster, and that is why he was taken to this Cosmic Duel. In other places, a lot of the units moved up. We had a question. We casted. So Archaon is a really unique character. He is not a mage. not a wizard, but he does get to draw a spell each turn. So with him not being a wizard, I'm assuming that means that when he's by himself, he's using the army dispel to dispel spells, and then all of his spells that are casted get dispelled by my level 3 wizard on a 3-up, because he's technically not a wizard. That would be a great Baldur question. If you're listening or you watch this part, Baldur, please let us know, and I'll write that question in the comments below. But that was Lizardmen turn 2. All right, at the end of the Chaos turn 2, we had a couple Chaos charges. The 2 Chaos Warriors right here charged both of these units. Failed to really do anything Chaos Warrior-like. Did not cut down very many skinks, and then failed to run them down. Killed one swarm base in this combat over here, and did a couple wounds on the other base, but by and large that was a pillow fight. The curse, Tangling Thorns was dispelled finally by the natural dispel of the 4-up when dispelling remain in place spells. Caylor really liked that change of the remain in place spells, where you can dispel it and then it can't come back that very same turn. I think that, and I like it as well. He also tried to cast with Archaon's free ability. Tried to cast another spell from Dark, Death Spasm, and all he needed to do was roll a 6 and to kill him, and rolled a 4 for the Stegodon. Over here, the Chariot just repositioned himself to try to alleviate the pressure in the backfield from those Saurus Cold Ones. That unit is the unit that is still located within this building all the way back there. That was the Chaos turn 2. Oh, just wanted to make sure I mentioned too, the Swarm right here was a respawn from the Jade Castic being cast from this Tahini Weenie Wizard right here. So that is Chaos. All right, Lizardmen turn 3. We had the Swarms charged here. That Swarm hung on by a thread, and generally this side of the battle stayed similar, or just basically stayed the same. We're to the point of the battle now that I can kind of reveal some of my strategy for you guys watching at home. My goal here is to try to just road bump all of these units and prevent them from getting in scoring range in my deployment zone. Over here, we had some interesting things happen. I charged the Stegodon. He did 2 wounds, killed 2 knights, but then ended up dying to Archaon. Knew that was going to happen. I had a plan for it, and I will discuss that in just one second. My Cold One, Skink Cold One Riders, they turned around, pivoted, and they started to walk back this way. I was trying to set up a spell play where I made this thing unable to do anything, to where I could then basically take him for a ride that way. I'm afraid, though, I might have mispositioned a little bit. I think I'm going to get flanked there now because I could not get any spells off. Well, I did have some spells off, but then eventually my brother did drain magic and drained the entire battlefield. So the Stegodon that was going to be revived by Jade Casket got dispelled. I was going to cast a couple spells with the Slan to make some things unable to move with the very, very powerful Amber magic, and was unable to do so. And that concludes Lizardmen turn 3. All right, we had quite the eventful Chaos turn 3. We had the 2 combats right here, destroy both the swarms finally. This unit came out of the building finally. Archaon moved up a little bit. Over here we had our first really consequential combat that went in the Chaos favor. The Chariot charged in the flank, did a ton of wounds. The Skink Cold Ones could not muster any wounds back and ran off the board. They chose not to pursue, they chose to hold, and that was the combat over there. In the magic phase, super consequential. We had the Amber spells just continue to do just massive work. I tried to cast the Amber Trance again on the Chariot, and he used a Dispel Scroll, which then opened up me to cast the Jade Casket and bring back the Stegodon, as well as cast Tangling Thorn with my Power Scroll on this unit of warriors that has now come out, as that's the only unit that my Slan can see. We're coming down to the wire. That was Chaos turn 3. Only a couple more turns to go. We'll see how it goes. Man, what a quick Lizardmen turn 4. We had some movement going on. We did have a charge. The Stegodon charged into that unit, killed 5, did not get them to break. We will come back to that in the magic phase. We moved up over here and moved these guys over here as well. In the magic phase, we got dealt 10 cards. We reshuffled the deck because we had ran out. And in Caylor's hand, he had Drain Magic. He drained and caused that wizard to go down to a level 0 Zinch wizard. But took off the Tangling Thorns off of this unit. And most importantly, sent the Jade Casket Stegodon back to its grave. That was Lizardmen turn 4. On to Chaos turn 4. All right, at the end of Chaos turn 4, we had the warriors all collapsed in on this skink unit that ended up holding due to the banner of unyielding, which made the unit stubborn. The knights were able to march up forward, and these two units just repositioned in the backfield. In the magic phase, pretty unconsequential, other than the Amber Trance went off on Archaon, and so Archaon cannot move or shoot or do anything, but he also cannot be wounded, I believe, because he is now made of pure amber. So that is Chaos turn 4. On to Lizardmen turn 5. All right, the battle is getting a little sparse now. We are at the Lizardmen turn 5. And the combat here, the Caylor wisely chose to kill all the skinks and destroyed all the skinks, which then caused the Crocscores to lose combat automatically, got chased down, destroyed, killed. The Amber Trance is still on Archaon over here. Behind us, we still have this wizard, and the spear unit with the Slan ran off the chariot, beat it in combat res, and sent it off the table. And in the magic phase, you can truly feel that the magic items have been spent, the good spells have been cast, the dispel scrolls have been used because the magic feels drained and way less consequential that 5th phase of the magic phase. On to Chaos turn 5. All right, I am here with my brother. We just got done, Caylor and I, playing 2,000 points. Ended up winning a 7-2 major victory, Chaos. For the Chaos, he killed 1,200 points of mine. I only killed what ended up being 500 points, which, Caylor, you put over 1,000 points in one unit, I think. You put, what, 1,200 points in a unit? 1,100? With the BSB as well?
With the BSB. Yeah, that one unit.
The Chaos
about
Knight.
1,000 points.
Yeah. Hard if you can't crack that nut, it's really hard to get those points from you. And
you better kill it the first time you hit it, because if it hits you back.
Yep, if it hits back, it is a problem. So Caylor, this is like your second or third game of Renaissance. You've played a bunch of games of fantasy back in the day when you were a lot younger. What was the thing you like? What's the thing you like most about Renaissance? What's the thing you don't like about Renaissance?
I hate the magic phase. Magic phase is stupid.
We love it. We think the magic phase is the best. It's funny. Why do you say it's stupid? You just don't, because are you more of a corn? You're more of a corn boy?
I think it's just fluffy. It's annoying to have your 550 point model get stuck in place for 2 turns because you can't dispel a 2-cost spell.
Well, it was a 3-cost spell, but yeah, the Amber Trance.
3-cost spell when you have the frogs.
Yeah, the slans. I really like that.
I guess I play against a slan every time I play this game, so I hate the magic phase. The magic phase is stupid.
Right, the slans are very good. I really feel like it's the coolest part of the phase. Interesting that you don't like it because you play against the slan a lot. We'll have to switch. We'll have to switch armies next time. I've played the Carnosaur against you before, where I bring the Carnosaur, the cold blood on Carnosaur instead of.
You always bring the the slan.
But
There's
sometimes
always
the slan is a
It's
level 1,
sometimes
though.
it's a level 1. It's not as big a threat, but you always bring the slan.
Well, I have
And the
to, man.
magic is always annoying.
Everybody who follows this channel.
The last time we fought, you dropped in from outer space with a strength 10, toughness 10, fuck you frog, and charged into my flank. Like, what?
Well, you'll be happy to know that the teleport changes.
I still beat you. I still killed that frog. It was the one where my BSB rolled like 3 6s on the last
right
swing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You still have to know that teleport's been changed. I thought you had a bunch of really good plays. I thought it felt like Archaon was it felt like it was actually a hindrance. I thought, when I read the rules, I'm like, oh man, you have to bring 4 Chaos Warrior units. Like, that's really, really bad and feels bad. But like in practice, you made it work, and it was actually really, really strong just to have 4 blocks of weapon skill 6, strength 4, toughness 4, initiative 8. Like, just
you have to commit something chunky to kill it, and whatever that chunky thing is, I'm gonna have something chunkier next to you to charge you next turn.
Right. Those knights, and yeah.
Because if you didn't 1 turn blank that warrior unit, then I would have charged into your flank the next turn and done the same thing and been in that same position and been in a maybe more favorable position to charge into your next unit with my chariot without dying.
Right. No, I thought it was really well played. I love the tactical flexibility of having 4 block units like that all are scoring. So many of the objectives are scoring. You have to admit, or maybe you don't. I'd love your opinion on this. What do you think of the objective system? You've played enough different games with enough different objectives. I really feel like Warhammer Renaissance, even compared to games like 40K and other editions of Warhammer Fantasy, I feel like Renaissance has a absolutely fantastic set of missions and objectives that keep the game interesting. And what do you think? What do you think about them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, objective secured. You've got to have a couple units that are objective secured units like 40K.
Right.
You've got to have that unit of 20 or 5 snotlings or whatever that can go sit on an objective. The unit of 5 tactical marines that just go plop in that building that has a point in it.
Yep.
Sit in it.
Yeah, a lot of parallels.
And warriors and chaos warriors are great for doing that, because they, like I said, you better hit them hard, because if you don't do a lot of damage, they're not going to run. And if you don't 1 turn blank them, they're going to hit back. It's going to hurt. And the chaos player should probably have something ready to charge you if you're allowing your warrior block to get charged.
Right. No, I agree. I agree completely. It was a really good match. I loved your list. Archaon was over points by 50, but you didn't know that. But I was so pumped to see. I've had that model forever, and I've never gotten it on the field, and I was pumped to see it on the field. I thought it looked great. I thought you played very well, and I was excited to get you in the fold. Hopefully, you'll be on the channel again sometime soon. Well, I appreciate it, brother.
Awesome.